I'm in Maui, Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Jealous?
I we tried to move to Kauai. And
Yeah.
we spent yeah, I moved. It's a longer story. It's part of a longer story, but my name is Salvador Castaneda. Great to meet you. And yeah, I am a little bit jealous, but I think the Caribbean is where I want to be more than anything. Closer to the Caribbean, maybe Florida.
I'm just teasing. I
Oh, okay.
uh yeah, I'm just teasing. It's just fun.
But you do live in Maui, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. We 20, what is it? At the end of 2017, at the beginning of 2017, my wife had a chiropractic office and we sold it. And I was working a job and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna quit too. And so I quit. And we had stashed some money away to take a year of traveling, trying to find a place where we wanted to live and start somewhere new. And put some money away to buy an apartment complex. I had decided I wanted to get into real estate. And so we took a year off, one way tickets to Guatemala. Had a friend there that was had a barbecue business. He wanted me to open up a brewery in Guatemala. I had met him through someone else. And oh, let me turn this off so it doesn't ding me. But I had met him somewhere else. I had met him in Belize, traveling, visiting other friends that we had. And I just kind of kept in touch with him. And he said, "Oh, Guatemala is amazing. You need to come to Guatemala." And so we went, and Guatemala was nice, but it was not amazing. So,
I love
anyways,
Guatemala.
do you? Where did you
Yeah.
go?
Uh that's a good question.
I We were in Antigua and
Yeah,
in
Antigua.
Panajachel. Yeah,
I loved it.
it
But
it was nice. I like Belize. He made it seem like it was better than Belize, and I really like Belize.
yeah, that's interesting. I went to Belize too and I didn't have a good time. So it really just depends on, where you go.
Right. Where did you go in Belize?
Um Hang on. I was in Antigua, Guatemala, and then I went to Lake Atitlan, and I spent a
Yeah,
few days there.
exactly. That's where we went. So the Panajachel is a little town on the side of that lake, and so we took the boats over to
Yeah,
all the different towns. Yeah, so
yeah,
we did the
Panama
same.
Shell. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
there.
there's
Uh,
a coffee shop there called Cafe Loco.
okay,
It's run by a bunch of Korean owners in
okay.
Guatemala. It's pretty good.
And then let's see. In Belize, I did not have a good time in Belize, but that's not Belize's fault. It's just, um, where did I go?
I think maybe the part that I didn't like about Guatemala was that I got a parasite. So maybe that just kind of stuck with me for a little bit.
Yeah, Hopkins.
Oh, okay. Southern Belize. Or is it Southern Belize?
No.
I think it is.
Uh,
In the middle,
yeah, maybe
jungle kind of.
middle.
Yeah, we went.
Yeah,
Yeah, I liked. I don't like it down there as much. So I would agree with that. Or
yeah.
wherever that's more of like
It
inland.
wasn't my favorite.
And I liked going to Calker and Ambergris, the islands.
Hmm. Small
It's
world
pretty
though.
nice. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, two questions. Where did you come from? Like, how did you find me? And how can I help?
So I joined GoBundance. Yeah, I guess you're going to be talking to a lot of people from GoBundance, a mastermind group. And in one of their posts, some guy named Oliver said that he had talked to you. I haven't met
What
Oliver.
the heck? That's funny. Okay, yeah, that's funny.
And then some other guy that I have talked to in GoBundance named Redden said I just
Yeah,
talked to him. So then it's like, and then so I started doing. I like being on podcasts, talking to people, I like business, meeting new people. Um, I looked at what the name of how to schedule this talk with you, And I thought, well, I think that's a cool idea, and so I thought, oh, I'll jump on it and see what happens. So
That's so funny. I've been doing this for years, dude, and
really,
I turned it off for like a year and a half while my life was crazy, and actually I regret it in a lot of ways. Um, but I just recently started like record. I For years I was like, I should record these. I should record these for no other purpose other than
yeah,
just kind of to show people that I do this. And now,
yeah,
I have hundreds and hundreds that I don't have recorded, but I just started recording these. But I've learned how to get better at it over the years. But for something about like just my personality, I'm gravitated towards this. I'm like, who are you? This is fun. Like I think in a world too where everybody's sort of more isolated than ever. I'm like, I don't know. I just love meeting people. I don't have any agenda. I don't have anything to sell you. I don't have anything I want from you. I'm just like, who are you? How can I maybe help?
yeah. I like it all.
And then one of the things I usually ask people is like, hey, if this was fun or useful, it's like share the link around, you know?
Yeah, I will because
Yeah.
I started my own podcast earlier this year. I had been trying to do it before, and so I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm reaching out to like my community or people that I know, maybe just Facebook friends or acquaintances, and then doing interviews about how they're doing in life, where they're going in life, how they're running their
What
businesses, or how they did that. And
what's your podcast?
it's called My Coach Sal. I
My
just
coach Sal,
started
love
it a
that.
couple months ago. And so I've been interviewing people for the last 4 weeks, maybe every week on Thursday.
Love it. Good for you. I've done I did 3 or 4 podcasts. I failed all of them. And what's interesting is I keep coming back to this, and I don't call this a podcast in any way. I don't have an agenda. I don't have a format, but like this is what I'm gravitated towards. So I'm like, let me just publish this, and this will be, I don't know, who knows what it'll be? Maybe nothing. I don't care.
I think
I
it's
still like
great.
it.
I talked to a guy in GoBundance yesterday. His name is Jamie, one of the head guys or the head guys of
Gruber,
where I'm at. Yeah,
I
and
know.
I had some questions for him because I think he's doing great. And I was wondering, hey, how did you do this? How did you do that? Just trying to. My whole theme for this year is I feel that I need to make better decisions based on the experiences that I've had. And sometimes you're missing a little piece. And so I was kind of grilling him a little bit about what those little pieces are. And one of the things he said is the structure that I have right now with my podcast, maybe I need to switch it a little bit. But then I saw your post or that guy's post. I was like, well, this guy's doing something completely different. So let's just check it out. So, anyways.
Yeah, I don't have any reach, but I also, again, I just started recording these, so like I probably have 50 episodes already that aren't episodes that aren't released. So like, what I really like to do is I probably now that I've been publishing it, it's funny too because now it gets bigger because now like again Oliver shares it, Redden shares it, maybe you'll share
Yeah.
it, and then more
Yeah.
people sign up,
I
and I'm
will.
like, and then like my day, like I have probably 13 of these this week, these calls.
Really?
So
So
then
you're
I'm like,
meeting
I
all
could release.
kinds of different people.
I
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I love it. Well, it used to be that I would do like 4 hours a week, and it used to be that the slots were 1 hour, which is too long. It was way too long. So now I bump them down to
Yeah.
30 minutes, which is great. And again, it's one of those things where I'm like, hey, if we get along, we can always talk again, But if you, so it used
Right.
to be 4 hours a week. Now I have it set to 30, and I have the schedule's really open. Which if it becomes too busy, I might box it down. But in a perfect world, I'd love to get it to where I could basically do 7 a week and release one every day. That's where I'd like to get to.
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
it.
but
I mean, I just
um,
read a. No, go
go ahead,
ahead.
please. Oh,
The
you locked up there
connection's
for a second.
freezing
Sorry.
up a little bit. No, it's okay. I didn't hear anything you said, just FYI.
Sorry. Yeah, it locked up there for a second. Let me turn the low data mode on. I don't know what's going on. Oh, no, I don't want that. Yeah, sorry. Sometimes I think the island internet is a little glitchy sometimes.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So
Um,
what do you do in general? You said, how can I help? What do you do in that sense?
yeah, I'm primarily a real estate investor.
Okay. In
Um,
multifamily, storage,
yeah, I was doing
whatever.
multifamily. Now I'm kind of doing these. Now I'm a little bit more varied. I just invested in a sort of a boutique wedding venue property and
Yep.
focused on that this year. And then most of the time nowadays I spend with my camera.
Oh,
So
okay. All
I'm
right.
a passionate photographer, videographer. I shoot a lot of real estate events. I shoot Bigger Pockets conference,
Okay.
uh, and yeah, do a lot of video about the real estate investing industry and the people in it. But yeah, try to
Stay
find
busy.
great operators and then either and then invest with them and raise a little bit of
Okay.
money with them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What about you?
I started. Yeah, I started investing in multifamily real estate. I have an apartment complex. I've done some houses and sold them. Yeah, some commercial as well. My last big thing that I did, I opened up a coffee shop and a brewery with a sandwich shop and all this other stuff. But decided that I closed that down, and we're selling the property. And now going to concentrate more just on real estate coaching, more like multifamily. And if I was going to get into commercials, which I had commercial, I think I'm going to stick to maybe strip malls. And my wife and I
Hmm.
have been looking at doing a boutique hotel, like you're talking about, with like a farm, kind of like a farm concept with animals and stuff like that.
Where do you invest mostly?
Right now, I'm just investing in Iowa. I live in a town called Eldridge, Iowa. I have some property there, and then right next to it, the greater area is called the Quad Cities, and so I have property in Davenport, Iowa.
I got a buddy who lives up in
But
Des
I'm looking to
Moines.
venture out. Oh, in Des Moines?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's got
that's
a
not too far. Three
yeah
hours.
yeah. I think I'll be there. I think I'm gonna go there this year. Um, One, I've never been hunting, so I want to go hunt white-tailed deer with a bow and arrow, and I got some buddies in outside of Des Moines that are doing that. So, and then two, he's got a yeah, him and I are long-term multifamily guys, and then everybody's kind of like I don't know, I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people are looking for like the next thing. So
Yeah.
he started buying food franchises, so Marco's Pizzas and Baskin Robbins, so Dairy Queens. So I might go out there and see him, help him with that a little bit.
That's awesome. Des Moines is a great area.
Yeah, I've never been. I mean,
It's
when you're
nice.
not
A lot
from
of stuff
Iowa,
to do.
I always make fun of
Hmm?
him. I'm like, if I'm not from Iowa, so I'm always like, why the fuck would I ever go to? Why would anybody go to Iowa? But
Yeah.
it's just
Exactly.
teasing. But
Yeah.
um, he does well out there, so I want to go check it out.
Where are you originally from?
Originally, Rhode Island, but
Okay.
I've lived everywhere from North Carolina to Georgia, Arizona, Las Vegas, and then next will probably be Texas.
Okay. We're thinking about
Yeah,
heading either towards North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida next.
yeah. I have 60 doors in North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna go
yeah,
check it out. I got 6 kids, so I thought Florida might be interesting for them instead of Iowa. So
yeah. I don't have any kids.
none.
You're
Oh, a lot of time.
none.
But that's good. Everybody's. I never thought about having kids, to be honest with you. I just had a kid, and then I had another one, and then so with my wife we have 5 boys, and so we had one boy, and she's like, oh, I really want a girl, so then that's why we have another one, and then she said, well, maybe we'll try one more time, and then that's another one that's a boy, and last one she was like, all right, maybe one this last time, and there was another boy, and then the last one wasn't planned, it's still another boy, so we got 5 boys. And then I have a daughter from
Wow,
a previous relationship that's older.
wow, wow, wow. Dude, good for you.
So
Yeah, we
I've
might
made
have
up
kids.
for other people not having kids.
Yeah. We might have kids, maybe. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. I'm like, how do these people get? I don't get any more done than they do, and I don't have kids. I feel like a piece of shit all the time. I'm like, I must be so lazy. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
No, they're pretty good. It just depends on the kids, depends on their attitudes. Ours are pretty good, and they're pretty self-sufficient. And I've been including them in a lot of the business type things that we're doing. And even when we had the coffee shop, they were what, 15 and 13. I made my 15 and 13-year-old run the place, the front,
Love it.
the one that has more of a both like to talk shit, but the 13-year-old really has a lot of charisma, likes to talk a lot. Put him in the front making the coffees. The other one didn't want to talk to people so much, so he made the sandwiches in the drive-through, and they learned to work together, and now they're actual friends. Before they weren't
That's
friends. They were like,
great.
I don't like him, I hate him. But now they're hanging out, they work together, they know how to work together. So it's
That reminds me of
awesome.
the military. You get in, you're like, I don't like you, and
Yeah.
then you work together, and you're like, oh, our differences are strengths in the right situation, or we can
Right.
put aside our little superficial differences when we have a common
Yeah.
goal. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
Air Force for 4 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Army, 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. You get it. All right. Now we're definitely
Yeah, I
friends.
do. Yeah, I get it a
well,
lot. That's what I wanted to
well,
teach them.
well, what are you working on? How can I help? Now that you asked me, you said, well,
What am
you
I
asked me how I
working
can
on?
help. Like, who are you? So I'm like, now you know.
All right. So I am working on setting up. I'm working on making coaching, me helping other people, you know, make better decisions based off of my experiences from owning real estate, from starting a business, selling a business, buying real estate, selling it. I'm working on coaching people to make better or help them to make better decisions to move forward and be more strategic in their approach when they're trying to do a business or into real estate. And so I'm setting up I just set up a coaching website. I'm doing the podcast, setting up a coaching program. So I guess in that sense, do you have any suggestions on what makes a successful podcast? What makes a successful coach? Um,
It's a good question. For me, I think of coaching a lot like I think of therapy. So
yeah.
the better that somebody can know what their strengths and weaknesses are, the better that they can set themselves up for success. So, um, if you can include, a piece of like people, especially if they have kids, right? They don't have the luxury of spending a lot of time being self-reflective, introspective. So,
Yeah.
um, you know, a piece of that in there. The other piece I would say is like, I mean, do you have a VA? Do you have employees?
No, not yet. I just started it. I do have a plan to get a VA inserted after I started get going a little bit more in order to do more of the marketing and the social media content. I'm basically doing it all right now. Just started it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So dude, for $1,000 a month, you can get a VA. So what I did is I have a friend who helps people just like you and me that have
Hmm.
these sort of new operations. And what she does is she goes in and she systemizes all of it. She creates
Okay.
SOPs out of all of it. And then you hand that off to a VA and the VA can turn it into tasks. So I'm sort of in the middle of it now, but like that's one thing that's really helped me out. I mean, I don't get anything. I'm not like selling you anything. I don't have any, but
Yeah.
that's one thing that really helped me out. And that way you can only focus on, coaching and getting clients rather than having to like, dude, podcast ops will crush you.
Right.
Podcast
Yeah.
ops will
Yeah.
crush you, especially if you want to be good. It's like you got to do titles, you got to do thumbnails, you got to do
Right.
scheduling, you got to do the show notes. It's like as soon as you can get that all off your plate, the more you can focus on just making sure that the podcast is as valuable as possible. And then you can maybe even get somebody else to help start sharing that stuff and then focus on the most valuable thing you can do, which is get more clients and make sure that your clients
Okay.
are, um, getting the most value that they possibly can. So I don't know if that's useful, but that's kind of where my head goes is like outsourcing the ops. I hate doing ops.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
It's coming back.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it still records on. The thing I love about Riverside, as much as it's terrible for us, is it records locally on your side and it records locally on my side. So there'll be
Yeah.
no interruptions on like the final video. It's just free. But it's bad for you and me.
It's all good. But question for you, I do have it on my list to get a VA, and it's at the very top of my list. Do
Yep.
you have a recommendation of where to find a good VA?
Yeah, for you. Do
Yeah.
you speak Spanish?
Yes.
I assume so. Um, remotejobs.co.
Remotejobs.co. Okay. I'm gonna write that
Yep.
down.
And that is let me double check. Yeah. Um
Because I'm putting out stuff right now, but it's not everything that you're talking about, and it's something that I was gonna have VA come back and do to tidy everything up and
yeah.
make it prettier.
Sorry,
And so
Remote Co. Is it Remote Co? Let me
remote
let me find the
quote.
right place. There's one of those websites. It's maybe it's Remote Co. What it is, it's Latin American VAs for like $1,000 a
Okay.
month. Now you
Okay.
can if you want Philippines, you can go to onlinejobs.ph. The problem, I think, for me, and I've done that, and I have a VA from the Philippines, and she's great. I mean, the problem I have is that I'm a bad manager. That's why I hired my friend Becca to like put everything into systems, and that way I'm not trying to train somebody. I'm like, here, just run this machine. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why for me it's a two-piece system. But with remote, I think it's remote jobs, or it's either remotecode.com or I thought it was something else.
Is your
Um,
friend taking on new clients then?
she is, yeah. I can send you an email
Yeah.
and have you guys at least talk. But one of those, I think it's remote. It's remote co. I forget what it is. But anyways, it's like I said, it's Latin America, and so the
Okay.
time
I'll
zones are
check it
better,
out.
and they speak Spanish, so that might be a benefit, for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, you got a hard stop at the 30-minute mark. Before it's just about me. Is there anything I can do for you or anything I can help with?
Um, I love sharing this link.
Okay.
So if you could share it and fill my calendar up so I can meet people, it just fills my cup.
All right. I will fill your cup.
That's it. Other than that, not particularly. I mean, not particularly. I uh, I sometimes have opportunities. I have your email address, so
Yeah.
if
Okay.
it's not anything you want, you can unsubscribe. But I'll probably put you on an email list. I don't send out that many emails, but sometimes. Um, Other than that, no, I try not to ask that much of people. I'm just like, hey, just I exist. I think we're gonna move to Austin here
Okay.
midsummer. So if you can associate the words Austin and Alex together in your brain, that'd be great.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll do that.
But
Are you on Facebook
no,
too then, or Instagram, or whatever?
everything.
Okay.
Instagram,
All
Facebook,
right.
Twitter. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't post enough, like most of
Do you
us.
surf?
I don't, dude. No.
Okay.
I
I
tried
don't,
to
but I
surf.
want to learn.
I tried to surf, but what I realized really quickly is that it takes a lot of effort to get good at
Yeah.
surfing.
Yeah.
And I don't care that much to go put in the hours and hours and hours. I'm not a very like I'm a gym guy. I love the gym, but I'm not like a sports finesse. Like I can't do athletics. So I'm like, dude, this is gonna
Yeah.
be so hard for me, and I don't care. So I was like, this is just the shiny object. I don't
Okay.
want to put it. I'm either gonna go all in or no
I'm the
in. So I was like,
same,
no in
but
on
I took
surfing.
kite surfing lessons for a while, and I had a great time. But I hurt myself at the end, and then that's when I came back to reality. I was like, that's just probably not for me.
Yeah, I have this, dude. My camera. I spend a lot of time on camera,
Yeah.
and it's the same sort of thing. It's like this is a lot of time to get good at,
Yeah.
and it
Hmm.
just suits me better. So nope, I'm a no on surfing.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Do you go to You're in multifamily. Do you go to any real estate events?
I plan on going to some this year. I don't know which one I'm gonna go to yet, but I do plan to.
Okay.
I know there's some in Austin. There's some in Florida coming up.
Yeah. Austin, they're doing a Go Abundance event in Austin. I don't think I'll be going to that.
Mhm.
And then there's the Best Ever conference in April in Salt Lake City, which I will be going to.
Best ever conference in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, that's like it's a little stuffy. It's kind of a high end multifamily conference, but there's
Okay.
players there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on my list to do. The last couple of years I didn't do much because I was just way too busy with the coffee shop and just took too much of my time, ran me into the ground for working too many hours on everything and
You said you
juggling a
shut it
lot of
down?
stuff. Yeah, I shut it down.
Was it just all like a lot of money, no margins? Like a lot of time, no margins?
It's a lot of money, very little margins. I opened up in a small town. I wanted to do concentrate on craft coffee more than anything, like actual coffee and actual good food. Um, a lot of people like shit food because it's cheap, and a lot of people like a lot of sugar and a lot of milk, which is not good coffee. And so it just, I just started getting sick from spending too many hours on everything. And I thought once I sat down and said, okay, it's going to take 3 years to really get it going. And then when I looked at how much return I'm going to get over the course of so much time, it just became, just doesn't make sense where I'm doing it at. And if I'm just going to do it again, take all that and put it somewhere else that's maybe a bigger town, maybe just be the investor instead of being the investor and the head barista and then the head brewer, because I wanted to learn how to do all of that stuff because I've never owned a coffee shop, never been a brewer, and I wanted to learn how to do all of that stuff, and I don't think I would do that again. I'd just be an investor, put the right people in place, have a good concept because we had a good concept, and that's pretty much it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Good learning lesson. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate you sharing.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
probably do my loans differently. I mean, I learned so much through the entire process.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I'd be good at a brick and mortar like that. That's why I asked because I'm like, I don't know. We're thinking about doing something in Texas where it's like I really want to have a space. So my fiance is going to open. She's a quilter. Quilting is like a
Oh,
big industry.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So she's a lifelong quilter and wants to open a store. And so I was like, okay, just asking people about their experience with retail. I mean, she's done it before, but
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to do it our way. So that I was like, she doesn't want to get stuck 7 days a week, six
Right.
days a week in that store either. So I'm
Right.
like, okay, how do we do this that fits us? Yeah, that's why I
Maybe
asked.
buy an existing business that's already doing it and just put your own twist into it.
Yeah, we've thought about buying an existing business, partnering with an existing shop. We've also thought about doing like a 90% online only, and then like, hey, just open
Oh,
once or twice a week. But then it's like, how do you afford all that real estate that just sits there, not profitable for the other 4, 5, 6 days? So just trying to figure out all those things.
my wife loves all the stuff that you're talking about. That is it your wife that likes to do?
Yeah,
And so she's collecting, I don't know, she's collecting all kinds of crap from everywhere. So we traveled to Los Angeles one time and she went to all these different stores to get all these different fabrics and all this different stuff. A really popular fabric store in Los Angeles has a small warehouse space, and 90% of the revenue they bring in is from online, and it
yeah.
seems to have been working for them.
What does your wife do? She's into quilting specifically.
No, she's just really crafty. She's a chiropractor, but
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
we sold her business, so she's just been staying home. But she likes farming. She likes making a lot of things from scratch. She makes the kids' clothes sometimes. She's got all this fabric to make
Love
her
that.
own clothes, and she makes my clothes sometimes.
I love
So
that.
she
That's
likes
great.
all that crunchy kind of type stuff.
Nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice, nice. Um, well, dude, hey, it was good to meet you.
yeah, good to
Yeah, let
meet
me know
you
if I
too.
can be useful. I'll send you an email with I'll introduce my friend Becca. Should
Yeah,
be a good just conversation about like getting ops set up for, especially she's helped me with this show, so she's got a lot of insight on how to do it. And then, dude, if I could be, I mean, look, Jamie's way better at podcasting, but I don't know if I can be useful to you.
yeah,
If I can be useful or just provide some perspective or just motivation when it gets hard, like never
yeah.
be afraid to reach out and just be like, Alex, I feel like quitting. I'm like, don't quit. If one thing I can say is I started a podcast back in 2017 and it was so hard and I wish I had never quit it. I could have iterated, I could have changed it, I could have outsourced some of it. I wish I had never stopped because I imagine now I'm like, what would 6 years of episodes have been?
Right.
How good could I have gotten? So I I think you doing a show and just starting it, it just outsource it as you need to, but like never quit. Never quit
Yeah,
it.
I appreciate that. And same to you.
Yeah.
Need anything? Happen to come by Iowa on your way to Des Moines, the Quad Cities? Hit me up.
I shall indeed. Yeah.
All right.